everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I am your host, Slothy, and I'm joined, as always, by my two great friends, Brian and Sherman. Sherman, how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic! Christmas is almost here, holiday season is almost over, and I am ecstatic about that.
Yeah, fair.
I've never seen someone so happy for Christmas to be over. But I am doing fantastic. It's the weekend. We get to relax a little bit. Work's been busy, but you know what? Time flies by when you're busy. So yeah, I'm really excited because I picked up a couple packs and I was surprised at what I pulled. So I'm really excited to talk about this commander today because I thought I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan, and as soon as I saw the spoilers, I was super excited. But you know, at the first couple of boxes that I got, I didn't get any of the Jurassic Park stuff that I wanted. I got lands. I was like, yay, they're cool. Like they're flip sides, which are awesome, right?
Beautiful lands.
Yeah. I'm really happy. I even got a couple foil ones, so I'm super stoked on that one. But the commander today that we're going to be going over is Ian Malcolm. I thought his character was so cool. Very suave. Hello there, Dr. Sattler. Have I ever told you chaos theory? I've had multiple wives. Do you have any children? I love them. But I thought he was just a really good character. I love him as a actor. And this card it's pure chaos. Ian Malcolm, Chaotician, super cheap, colorless, blue, red. Human scientists, and whenever a player draws their second card each turn, that player exiles the top card of their library. During each player's turn, that player may cast a spell, a spell from among the cards they don't own, exiled with Ian Malcolm, and mana it can be spent as any type.
Okay.
Fun. So
whenever a player, that includes yourself, though, right?
Yeah. Let's go.
That's harsh.
Symmetrical effect.
I really wanted to. There's going to be some cards in here that you're going, hey, Brian, this is not what you said your plan was. So a couple caveats to this deck. Haven't play tested it yet. I'm really looking forward to hopefully this weekend or next weekend, but we know how busy we are with the holiday season. And I built this with cards that I had on hand. I didn't want to really dive into other decks and tear them apart because I'm really enjoying the decks that I have brewed so far. So I kind of built this with the cards that I had on hand that I had left over from other decks. So there's a couple different play ideas in mind, and I'm just kind of interested to see how cards work as I pull them. I think the best way to find out what works, what doesn't, right, is typically play it, what you hold in your hand, and typically that's what you're going to be looking to remove and try to find some of the synergies that really popped off and that you really enjoyed. So I kind of like to dabble with a bunch of different ideas and then see which one really pops off and that I really enjoy.
Yeah, fair enough. Where do you want to get started in this?
Really probably anything else, and we could probably end with the artifacts since that's the main chunk of this, as we can see.
Well, might as well start with creatures if that's the case.
Yeah.
Since you have 9.
Yeah, and everyone that knows me knows I love having a creature heavy deck. I really primarily am a creature combat kind of player. I like to build my board, go, I swing at you with my 100 sapperlings. Like, I love like that dumb kind of stuff. Same as Daniel. Like, if I can bonk you with 100 something, I'm going to try to go that route. Or if I can hit you with like 100 like that's also really fun. Or how many tokens can I make? Like, I like to just have fun. And then if I can also cause other people to have fun majority of the time, I'm going to go that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is really different for me. As again, I want to play other people's stuff. Like so the deck's kind of like a group hug and maybe a little bit of a pain deck to it. If I can get it, like, it all depends upon what I really play into. That allows me to go a certain route. So please, someone take us in. I got Ian. Ian's my boy.
Sure. The first creature we've got here is Bonehorde Dracusar. This is one of the new ones from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. 3 double red for a 5/5 dinosaur dragon with flying and first strike. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top 2 cards of your library, then you may play them this turn. If you exile the land card this way, create a 3/1 red dinosaur creature token. If you exile the non-land card this way, create a treasure token.
Ooh. Wow. It's expensive. I guess that's because it's still in standard right now.
Is it? Oh, wow. Yeah, it is.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even see that price.
Yeah. I can see it being really, really strong in standard. But yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I just thought it's either a way for me to get blockers, again, a way to protect myself, and or it's giving me mana to be able to play other items. And it's a big body.
Yeah, it's nice for that. It has evasion. It has first strike. It's a 5/5 first strike flyer. So it's a good defense, good offense. Because it's hard to get past a 5/5, let alone it being like a first strike.
What?
Right? Yeah.
What would a dinosaur dragon roar?
Exactly like the roar you just made. That's
roar.
Exactly.
Yeah, adorable.
Roar. Like roar. You guys mean nothing to me. You guys are peasants. Roar.
Type it up.
Whatever.
It's
you
such
guys
a
can't do
stuck-up
anything.
dragon.
All right, we got Cavern Horde Dragon. It's a 7 red dragon 6/6. This spell costs X last to cast, where X is the greatest number of artifacts an opponent controls. Very nice. Blind Trample Haste. When Cavern Horde Dragon deals combat damage to a player, you create a treasure token for each artifact that player controls. Wow.
Sherman, I exiled this from the top of my library.
What? So there's a chance you can cast this stupid creature for 2 red.
Mm-hmm.
That's just bonkers to me.
Or someone else can cast it.
That's right, someone else can cast it.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to do a stream where each of us creates a different deck. So you have Ian, okay, and then one of us has to create one that's send triplets. And everyone's a Zancha, and everyone's like a Ditali. You know, and just play off each other's spells constantly and see what happens. That's true chaos.
Woof.
I simultaneously love
doing that.
All right, I got Ian.
I got send triplets.
Oh God.
I get Zancha. Dan, sorry, you're left. You get to pick whatever you want.
Oh, and I guess we should actually comment on that. Again, Daniel, we are missing the good old Dan the man due to technical difficulties.
Mm-hmm.
Curse you, internet gods.
Yeah, he's been having some trouble this week.
Yeah, he is getting it. He is getting a technician out there today, but unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit too late outside of the window of recording. So
yeah,
mm-hmm.
It's dark still. It's gonna be almost dark again when the tech gets there. So So for our next card here, again, as you can see from the last few ones, we have Dockside Extortionist. So Dockside is 1 and a red Goblin Pirate. When Dockside Extortionist enters the battlefield, create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control. And it's a 1/2.
I love Dockside.
Right?
Oh.
So again, it's just like I'm just trying to get. I want to play other people's stuff. So I just kind of had these on hand, and it's like, you know what, they make treasures. that will just allow me to play the other spells. That's all I'm really kind of looking for out of really anything in my deck if you look at it.
Next up, we've got Humble Defector, 1 and a red for a 2/1 human rogue that taps to draw 2 cards. Target opponent gains control of Humble Defector. Activate only during your turn.
Right? Yeah, let's ensure
I
that
like this card.
We finally hit our first card that's under $1.
Right?
I guess, yeah, the first 3 or so Dockside, $79.99. Cavern Horde Dragon, $16. Bone Horde Dragon, $17. Foil one's basically $30.
I'm just saying, I just like to point that out.
I'm a simple man, but I am a man of fine tastes. Brady's rubbing off on me a little bit too much here. I do enjoy the eccentricness sometimes. Oh, yes, please, someone enjoy this new one too. I think that's you, Sherman, actually.
Oh, that's what? Holy smokes! How the heck do you pronounce this? Okay, Ogier, Patik, Deep,
Patik. I can't do it. Tongue twister. Say it 3 times fast.
2 blue. Okay, it's a god. Legendary creature god. 4/3 flying. Whenever you cast an instant spell from your hand, it gains rebound. Ooh, that's scary. When it dies, return it to the battlefield, tapped and transformed under its owner's control with 3 time counters on it. And it would transform into the Temple of
Cyclical
time. Wow, I cannot speak today.
Normally that's me.
It is a land, okay? So you have 2 abilities. You can tap it to add a blue, remove a time counter from the temple, and then for 2 and a blue, you can tap it to transform the temple back to what it was before. Activate only if it has no time counters on it and only as a sorcery. Interesting.
Real fun.
So even if someone casts this, there's a chance that it will flip and then you would get it back?
Mm-hmm.
Or, interesting.
Because it would be a new instance, right?
That's true. Huh.
I just like the rebound.
The rebound's sick.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're casting everyone else's spells. Like, oh my goodness. If you rebound things like cultivate or any kind of land ramp card.
I'm really going off, boy.
No.
This playing into a group.
I don't care about removal. I just care about that stuff.
This playing into like a group hug deck. We play cultivate.
Yeah.
Now I understand why Daniel likes us so much. The next thank you. The next one that we have is Ovika. So Ovika is 5, a blue, or I guess I should say it all. Ovika Enigma Goliath. 5 blue red legendary creature, Phyrexian Nightmare, flying, ward 3, pay 3 life. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create X or 1/1 red Phyrexian goblin creature tokens where X is the mana value of that spell. They gain haste until end of turn.
I love Ovika.
I know that I'm not going to be playing a lot of my stuff, but if I'm playing into a spell slinger deck, I want to try to pop off from anything else that I might be able to play.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long shot. Like, a lot of these cards are, let's see if we can get there, but if we do, it's going to be
fun. The next one we've got is Sulfim Mayhem Dominus, 2 double red for a 5/4 legendary Phyrexian horror. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, deals double that damage to that player or permanent instead. And then 1 Phyrexian red, discard 2 cards, put an indestructible counter on Sulfim Mayhem Dominus.
I don't like taking extra damage. I'm sorry, I just don't. Like, granted, those cards are awesome. Like, like, oh, I know you have Fiery
Shush, we're not there yet.
Emancipation later, but still, like, I hate those cards. I hate them so much just because it can kill you instantly out of the blue every single time.
I do believe that's the point.
Slothy.
It's like everything's so unpredictable. Like my shields have to be up at all times whenever I see a card like that.
Slothy is telling the truth, Sherman.
This is why I play blue.
Yeah, this is why I play blue.
Like this. Oh man! All right, let's just go on. Let's just go on here, else I can rant about that for ages. The next card is gonna be Treasure
Wait, you stealing cards now?
Red. Sorry?
You stealing cards now?
I'll steal your card.
Sure, take it.
It's a Goblin Rogue 3/2. Whenever an opponent taps an artifact for mana, gain control of that artifact until the end of your next turn. Strong. It's so strong.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have any sack outlets in here, do you?
No. No.
Okay, good.
We'll have to double check. No, I'm not gonna be that greasy. I'm not gonna be that guy. I will. I will definitely use your items for the time being, right? I will use them, and then you can have them back. Again, I want to go into the pure chaos that is Ian. I'm not looking to play my cards. I really want to play your cards. So if I can get your mana to be able to cast and play your stuff, that's all right. That's all I'm trying to do here. And if I can find some of my really pretty stuff, I will 100% play that too.
I'll say Treasure Number is a good include into this deck, just because like that extra mana that you get to cast extra spells is really, really useful.
Because the person can't, like, all they can do is complain. They can't even cast their own spells. Like, it's you can cast everybody else's but yours. The next one that we do have here is Zenith Chronicler. I really liked this card. So it's 2 colorless, artifact creature, Phyrexian construct. Whenever a player casts their first multicolored spell each turn, each other player draws a card. 3/1.
That's an interesting card.
I have 2 creatures that could slot well into here.
Ooh, I'm definitely interested.
They're both from Doctor Who.
Yeah,
of course.
First one is Memory Worm. 1 in a red for a 1/1 alien worm with Paradox. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, it deals 2 damage to target player. That player discards a card, then draws a card, and you put a +1/+1 counter on Memory Worm.
Yeah, that'd be good. I haven't picked up any of the Doctor Who stuff. But I should.
You should. Then the second one is the 12th Doctor. 3 blue and red for a 4/4 legendary Time Lord Doctor. First spell you cast from anywhere other than your hand each turn has Demonstrate.
Ooh.
And whenever you copy a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on the 12th Doctor.
I cast Wheel of Fortune. Sherman, demonstrate with me.
Discard your hand, draw 7. Discard your hand, draw 7. Sherman.
What did you do that, Sherman?
Hate you guys.
Oh, that's funny. That's some good clean fun right there. We'll just jump right into our sorceries.
I think it's First one we got here is Chart a Course. 1 in a blue. Draw 2 cards and discard a card unless you attacked this turn.
Just nice little card draw.
Nice.
Especially if I could demonstrate.
And we got a nice classic Faithless Looting for a red. Draw 2 cards, Then discard 2 cards and has flashback for 2 in red. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost. Exile it after.
I thought you were going to say Excelsior for some reason.
Excelsior.
Yes, I am Stan Lee.
Yeah, I don't know why that popped into my head. Just like, and then 1 second. Okay, had something caught in my throat there. I will cut that out for sure. Our next card here is Hit the Motherlode, which is 4/3 red sorcery, discover 10. If the discovered card's mana value is less than 10, create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to the difference.
Yep.
Or treasure.
Wow. And just for anyone who doesn't know what discover is, okay, so to discover 10, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card with mana value 10 or less. Cast it without paying its mana cost or put it into your hand. Put the rest of the bottom in a random order. So if you discover Faithless Looting, you get 9 treasures.
Unfortunately, they're tapped. I should add in the everything comes in untapped.
Amulet of Vigor.
Yeah. It would be good.
Next one we've got is Into the Fire. 2 in red, you can choose one. It deals 2 damage to each creature, planeswalker in battle. Or put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many plus 1.
Fantastic card. Fantastic card.
Sure is. Really, I've been finding myself using it a lot, actually, just for the wheel.
Yeah. It's nice, because, like... Oh, so go ahead, Slothy.
I just said I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like, I think it's fantastic just because, like, it's so versatile. You could either, like, get new cards. Like, if you have, like, a dead hand, that's not going to help you. You can get, like, a brand new hand, -1 card because you're casting Into the Fire. Or if someone's playing tokens, and most of the time when they're playing token creatures, they're normally, like, 1/1s or something like that. You can just wipe them out.
Right?
You know, so it's very versatile for that.
Yeah, like, I find it really, especially, the 1/1s, like, if someone, I put in, like, 30/1/1 Saprolings. If they don't have something to buff it, right, the +2/+2 or anything along those lines, then it's going to take them all out if I'm able to cast it. So it is,
like, if you combine that with the cards like we mentioned before, like Slothy, where it's going to double that. Yeah, it's going to be 4. So you're making an even larger board wipe in a sense. So no, like, Into the Fire is great. It's a card that you don't see people play enough.
Nope. I very rarely see it. But even, like, if I'm playing, like, I'm pretty sure I may have it in my Blue and Owen deck again, just in case I need to wheel my hand if I draw into something that's not, or I find that I'm sitting with a bunch of cards. This is the best way or one really good way for me to just roulette into something new. Right?
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And then the next one that we have is again, it's another pricey card here. We got Jessica's Will, 2 in red. Choose one. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, you may choose both. So it's add a mountain for each card in target opponent's hand. And then the second ability is exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn.
Such a strong card. Always such a great red staple.
Right?
I'll say. It is so strong. Like it's basically like almost like card draw. Plus you can get a lot of mana. Like, very, very rarely do I see someone cast this without their commander on the board. Yeah. Very, very rare. But it does happen, but, like, it's still such a great card. And, like, especially with the way you have this deck, because, like, from the looks of things, like, you want people to draw their second card. So you're going to have people that have a lot of cards in their hand, and this is just going to fuel it, because you'll probably get, like, 6 or 7 mana from Jessica's Will. Oh, do you have Folio Fancies in here?
Pretty sure. Or it might not.
No, you do. Or,
It
no,
might be.
because that'd be hilarious.
I don't think I had an extra one. I think that's
okay.
what the issue was. I think I only have one of them, which is in one of my other decks.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
That would
now
be
when I try to
hilarious.
think about it, I can't recall. Maybe I'll have to go searching.
It is a cheap rare now. So
Yeah.
actually it's always been cheap. It's always been cheap. So I might have like 3 copies. I can probably give you one.
Well, you do,
I'll
sir.
have to double check. Anyways,
You need
next card.
Oh.
Next card we have to talk about.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. 100%.
There. Trade done live.
There you go.
Yes, please,
We
Sherman.
don't talk about
Take this
Magic
super,
cards here.
take this super fun card that Dustin abuses too much.
The next card we have here is Over the Top for 5 red. Classy. Each player reveals a number of cards from the top of their library equal to the number of non-land permanents they control. Put all permanents cards they revealed this way onto the battlefield and put the rest in their graveyard. Once again, this card can be devastating for anyone that's already has a huge board state. They're gonna be even bigger, and anyone who has a small amount of cards out on the battlefield, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get much out of this.
The EVA grounds like anywhere from 10 to 15 cards, I find. But if you're playing a token deck and you're like, oh, I have 31 ones, it's not a good time. Or it sometimes can be a really good time until you end up drawing yourself out.
Wow.
Well, that's the thing, like, I've seen that happen before, where someone had like a bunch of tokens and were like, someone plays Over the Top, and then they literally mill through their whole deck,
Right?
and then on their turn they're dead.
Yeah, it's a real fun time. Please, Slothy, take my win con from the Rogue's Passage game.
I will. The next one we've got is Subjugate the Hobbits. 5 double blue, you can gain control of each non-commander creature with mana value 3 or less.
Fun. Talk about fun.
Maybe I'll throw this one into Davros. I like this.
I don't know if you guys watched the Rogue's Passage game, but I was over when I went over for the Eagles game. I got the game in with them. I was there till midnight, but it was fun. And this was the card that I played, and I was able to get everybody's creatures. Like, I'm pretty sure Brady was playing a token deck, so I had all his tokens and everything. Yeah. But then Tanner was playing a Tolly, and he ended up getting Force Fruition off the top of my library. And I called him a coward to force him to play it. Good times. It was a really fun game. If you guys haven't gone and watched it, maybe I'll remember to add a card in here. Probably not. Joke's on you guys. Go find it on Rogue's Passage, though. It was a really fun game. I was playing my Italian deck, and I cannot talk about how much fun that commander is. 3's the magic number, my guys. 3.
Yeah, 100%.
Ooh, is this one mine? Okay, we got Tectonic Hazard. 1 red. Tectonic Hazard deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature they control.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure this one got added in. Again, I was getting down to I didn't have any more draw cards. I didn't have any more wheels or anything along those lines. So I was like, what can I really kind of do to sum this deck up a little bit more? So that's where I added in the Soul Film, and I was like, maybe I can add in a couple cheap damage cards. Because if I can deal 3 damage to most things on the board, that's it. Let's not clear the board state, and I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, essentially a board wipe at that point.
Yeah. When I don't run board wipes.
Ooh. I don't like this next card.
Take it.
I don't like this next one. Time Reversal. 3 blue. Each player shuffles his or her hand and graveyard into his or her library. Then draw 7 cards. Exile time reversal. I hate this card.
It's such a
It's
good.
so annoying.
It's such a good reset, though. Like, it's not affecting the board.
Granted, it is a good reset. I personally don't like it just because like I tend to have, you know me, I like to have answers in my hand. I like to plan things out. This just throws a wrench into my plans every single time, and every single time I see someone try to do something like that, I have to like counter it or do something where they don't affect my hand.
Don't.
And it's just a waste, and I just like whatever. I'll just get the new 7. Whatever,
that's all this deck
like,
does.
You know me, I like to plan things out.
I know you do, you chess boy.
So this hurts. This hurts me. The next card.
Yeah. So this next one.
This little
I'm
guy?
just gonna skip. So we got Winds of no.
They're both the same. Take the both.
We've got Wheel of Fortune. 2 in a red. All players must discard their hands and draw 7 cards. Brian, if someone wants to play this deck but doesn't want to drop $300 on a card like Wheel of Fortune, how can they get around that?
They can head on over to abyssproxyshops.com and you can pick up a wonderful proxy version of it because who cares? Money shouldn't be the gateway into fun.
Exactly.
It's true.
But again, always check with your play group. That's always going to be the caveat. Rule 0. But who really cares? Unless, like, I think the only problem I have when it comes to proxies is if someone's going to run, like, all power 9 into my casual commander deck. Like, that's...
Yeah, as long as everybody's on the same page, I don't see a problem with it at all.
No, as long as everyone's there for fun, playing all the same, roughly the same power level, because you always know there's going to be variance, but the goal is fun. But yeah, abyssproxyshop.com and IT99 for 15% off your order. If you order now, you maybe be able to get it before Christmas. Maybe, I don't know. Tis the holiday season.
Where you live.
Sorry, Sherman?
Depends on where you live.
Yeah, that's
they're like
true.
Thunder and they live in Germany, I don't think you'll make it.
Oh, that's very true. The Deutsch mail. Then the next one, basically, he already said it. We got Winds of Change here, which was 1 red. All players shuffle their hands into their libraries, and then they draw the same number of cards they originally held.
Yeah.
That's weird. I'm surprised that this... Sorry?
Sorry?
I was going to say, I'm surprised that this is cheaper than Wheel of Fortune. I like this one more because it puts it right back into the hand. Or library.
Yeah. Wheel of Fortune is older, I think. Because it came out like, like original, like alpha, beta, blah, blah,
Gotcha.
blah. Like, it's just an older set, I think.
Still surprising.
I want to ask, did you not put in Windfall because you ran out of copies of Windfall?
Maybe. It's a fun card.
The blue version of Wheel of Fortune, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Windfall's a great card.
Yeah, Windfall would definitely go in here if I did have another copy of it. 100%.
Just wanted to double check.
And now,
let's continue on.
We got our instant section. Hey, I got some stuff in here. Sherman, please take it away.
So we're touching instants?
Yeah.
Alright. First one's going to be a Braid. 1 in a red. Choose one. A Braid deals 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. Solid removal.
There's going to be problems, and we need to deal with them. So,
Brian, you are the problem.
No.
So
you're crazy man.
Then we've got Arcane Denial, 1 in the blue. Counter target spells. Controller may draw up to 2 cards at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep, and you draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep.
Yeah, let's all get cards exiled from the top of our libraries. Let's go. Let's do it.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yep, second card. And then we have the good old Chaos Warp here. 2 and a red. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it onto the battlefield. I love that card. Sherman, you might as well take this one.
That card.
I should not. Oh yeah, because the Slothy's Overlord or mana sliver.
I'm never gonna let you forget that. Never.
Oh, he doesn't either.
I was so tilted.
You suddenly became my best friend at the table.
I
certainly will take a free first sliver, thanks.
I thought I was doing us a solid, Sherman. I honestly did.
Next one is the spell I should have used on you. That was counter spell. Blue. Counter target spell.
Sure. I'm telling you the truth. I was trying to do us a solid. Oh yeah, sorry. Your turn.
Then we've got Farsight Ritual. 2 double blue. It's got Bargain, so you can sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token as you cast this spell. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. If the spell was Bargain, look at the top 8 instead. Put 2 of them into your hand, the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order.
Sounds like a Sherman card, but I think the CMC's too high.
4 borderline.
4 for 8, though?
4 is borderline for me.
And then we have Out of Air. And Out of Air is 2 and 2 blue. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a creature spell, counter target spell.
I like that.
Yeah, right? Then I had a single copy of this, so...
That's fair. The next one's fun. It's Stifle for a blue. Counter target activated or triggered ability. Oh, such a fun card.
I thought I just had it, so I was just sitting in my binder. I was like, I might as well just throw it in. Like, what's the point of it just collecting dust? Like, let's go, let's play it. We'll throw it on Isochron Scepter. No, I'm joking. Can you imagine playing against a Mogus player and just every upkeep of theirs? No. Or every upkeep of yours, sorry. No. But no. We good.
The next one has a lot of text on it. We've got Sublime Epiphany. 4 double blue. You can choose 1 or more. Counter target spell. Counter target activated or triggered ability. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. And or target player draws a card. I used to play this card back when I did play Arena. And it did feel very good being able to hit all 5 of them.
Yeah. If we can. Why not?
Yeah.
We then have the Thrill of Possibility, which seems super chaotic. So 1 and a red as an additional cost of the spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards.
Yeah, good, solid fun.
And again, it might not be me playing these spells.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're drawing and someone it exiles to the pile.
Yeah. And someone else is like, you know what? I could use more cards.
The last instant we have here is Zoyowa's Justice for 1 and a red. The owner of target artifact or creature with mana value 1 or greater shuffles it into their library. Then that player discovers X, where X is its mana value. So
that would have been better.
Almost like a Chaos Warp.
That would have been better on the mana sliver.
Yeah. He
wouldn't have been able to hit the first sliver.
This card I think is fantastic. It's just like Chaos Warp. Chaos Warp technically is still better, but this is still really, really good. It's a really solid card.
Well, it's at least this would again like save you from our mishaps of having a first sliver come off of a mana sliver.
A first sliver that cascades into a mana sliver anyway.
Yep. Shucks. So we'll skip our artifact section and we'll jump over to our enchantments. Woo. Was it my turn? No, Sherman. Slothy's turn.
Slothy's turn. The first enchantment we've got is Descent into Avernus. 2 in a red. At the beginning of your upkeep, put 2 Descent counters on Descent into Avernus. Then each player creates X treasure tokens, and Descent into Avernus deals X damage to each player, where X is the number of Descent counters on it.
Yeah. Let's help everybody.
You played this one in your monkey deck, I think, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and Kibo. In the game we have, I wanted to Nature's Claim it so Brian would survive, but Connor was getting out of hand. And I wanted to win, or at least try to win.
The next one we have, again, now we're getting into our kind of group hug. We got Dictator Crew Fix, which is 1 and 2 blue enchantment flash. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card.
Yeah.
Now everybody's exiling cards.
Everybody's drawing cards.
No, exiling.
Then we get Fiery Emancipation. 3, red. If a source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals triple that damage to that permanent or player instead. Oof.
No one painted such a good inside picture of my belly after I eat chili. Or any spice.
I got new hot sauces we gotta try out.
Oh, God.
I got so many new hot sauces we need to try out.
I'm gonna die. Sure, you're gonna kill me with those hot sauces.
Wings night. Come on over.
All right. I'll do some wings. I'll at least try it. Maybe a little bit.
Then we've got Fiery Inscription. 2 in a red. When it enters the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Fiery Inscription deals 2 damage to each opponent. I noticed there's no city on fire, though.
I just didn't have one. Like I said, what I had on hand. But I was hoping that I might be able to pick these cards up from others. The next card that we have here is, again, just going to help us out a lot. And again, my main thought was first group hug. I just want chaos. Get those cards exiling. Next thing was, all right, let's try to cause some mayhem. But to really help us out here is Mana Flare, 2 in a red. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, that player adds 1 mana of any type that land produces. Or produced.
Good fair magic.
Yeah. Everything's going to help everybody.
The next one is a fun card. It is Mechanized Warfare, 1 red. If a red or artifact source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 1 instead. Once again, extra damage on top of stuff.
Yeah, it's a great fun.
Speaking of great fun.
3 mana. For 3 mana, this is a really good strong card. I have to say. Like, you mix this on with something like Mana Barbs, it's just stupid.
Yeah, and it's only $1.29.
Yeah.
Brothers War, good pickup. Especially if you're a red player.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, you throw at this?
Yeah, next one we've got is Omniscience. 7 triple blue. You may cast non-land cards from your hand without paying their mana costs.
You remember who we play with, Sherman.
I sincerely hope that every time you play this, you exile it and then someone else casts it.
Most of the time when I play these spells, what's the spell? A Shatter Deflection or something like that, where it exiles it, everybody else gets a copy of the card?
Mm.
Shatter Reflections, yeah. Isn't that just for creatures, though?
Typically it's always my Seaborn Muse, but I know that people still hit it.
Yeah.
And I did lie to these guys before. I did say there was no Ristic Study in here, but there's 100% a Ristic Study in here. So it's 2 and a blue. Enchantment. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may draw a card unless that player pays 1. I I told them, I was like, guys, you're gonna be really proud of me. I didn't use any staples. I had like 2 heuristic studies sitting here and I didn't use it. You're gonna be very proud. Nah. Sherman calls it out. He's like, Brian, it's in here. Nah, it's yeah. I'm ashamed. I get it, but not really. I'm just here to have fun. I'm a very simple man.
All right, the next one here, Shiny Impetus, 2 in a red, enchant creature. It's an aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and is goaded. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, you create a treasure token.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just really want
It's
some.
fun. It's a fun card. I like goading creatures. It is fun.
I just want the treasure. That's all I care about. I just want the mana. I want to be able to play other people's stuff. But not being hit by the creature is great too. I'm not gonna lie.
That's not being hit's usually a good idea.
Now, if only I could have goaded all Slothy slivers.
Actually, you didn't even need to. Someone else took you out.
That's
Not
very
even
true.
me. Next one we've got is Spiteful Banditry, X double red. When it enters the battlefield, deals X damage to each creature. And whenever one or more creatures your opponents control die, you create a treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Should take away that last sentence.
Right? Need a red, white, blue bounce.
That's such a brutal card. That's so strong.
Mm-hmm. Especially playing in the token decks.
Man.
Oh, I get this fun one? Yay, me! The next one that we do have here is Storm of Saruman. 4, 2 blue, ward 3 or 5. Nope, that's 3. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy it. Except the copy isn't legendary, you may choose new targets for the copy. Double creatures.
That's interesting. That's because like most legendary. Well, actually, because it's second spell, it doesn't have to be. Because I was thinking about like only like the legendary sorceries and instants, but it can be like creatures as well and artifacts.
Yep.
Man, oh man.
You
Problematic.
could make Sakashima in here.
Can you imagine adding Storm of Saruman into Orvar?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I play Storm of Saruman. I
and people
recast
wonder
Orvar.
why we pick on you.
Hey, I don't play Orvar at least.
I took apart my Orvar, so
good. That was problematic. Sherman, you get to start. Oh, sorry.
Do you have any lands that you wanted to talk about before we jump into the meat and potatoes?
Not really. It's a pretty like I have the training center. Like I tried to grab most of the good dual colors, but basically it's just basics.
Okay.
Standard stuff.
Yeah. Nothing really fancy, nothing that does anything really for the again, like I want to be able to have my mana available to me so I can try to again just play. I just want to play cards, see what kind of cool synergies I can get off of other people's cards with mine.
It would be, I don't know if it would be a good thing or not, but for going back to enchantments, Fevered Visions. Because it's at the end of the person's or beginning of the person's end step, they draw a card, and if they have 4 more cards, they take 2 damage. So, but if it goes in exile and someone else casts it, then you're taking the 2 damage if you have 4 or more cards.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it would be good or not.
I didn't put a lot of other pain stuff in there other than creature removal because, yeah, I don't want others to have that power.
Yeah.
I won't have
I'm just
creatures
thinking
other
because, like,
than
you
their
have
creatures
stuff
that they
does,
want.
yeah. But I'm just thinking, just because you have stuff that does like extra damage every single time a red source would do damage to them, right? And Fire Fevered Visions is a one in a blue and a red, so for 3 mana. So it is technically a
You're
red source still.
you're forgetting who you're talking to. The Nekuzar player, sir.
I'm sorry. Let's continue to the artifacts now.
Yes, Fever Visions would be fun, but that's not what I want to do in this deck. But the second card draw would be good. Like there is probably like the pain draws that you could add in, if you really want to kind of go in a pain direction. But my first main thought was I kind of want to have it kind of group huggy. And then it's all allowing people to play my cards, and stuff like that. And then the damage was kind of a secondary thought to round out and finish off the deck.
There. Okay. We have 24 artifacts here.
This is the
First
meat and
one will
potatoes.
be your classic Arcane Signet. So
You can grab
2
that
mana,
next one too after.
All right, cool. 2 mana, add 1 of mana of any color of your commander's color identity. Staple, usual. Then we have the Cloud Key for 3 mana. As Cloud Key enters the battlefield, choose artifact, creature, enchantment, instant, or sorcery. Spells you cast of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. This is a sweet card, especially since you don't know what anyone else is playing with the cards going into exile. So if you see that a lot of things are going to be instants or whatnot, you can choose instants. If you see a lot of creatures, you can choose creatures. So I like the fact that this is a nice versatile card in the deck.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was thinking as well. Slothy, you don't just get a simple mana rock. Please take the 2.
Yeah, we've got Commander Sphere, 3 mana. You can tap it, add 1 mana of any color in your commander's color identity, and sack it to draw a card. And then this is the Spanish version, but I'm going to try to read it off by memory.
Oh, refresh.
Font of Mythos,
Refresh it.
4 mana. Beginning of each player's draw step, they draw 2 additional cards.
Can you please read the Spanish name for us, though?
Puente de los Mitos.
I love it. I really enjoyed the name of it. It was key. The next one here, we do have Gurfor Orrery for colorless. Each player may play an additional land on each of his or her turns, and at the beginning of each player's upkeep, if that player has no cards in hand, that player draws 3 cards. Group out.
I love that card. So good.
I'm gonna actually take this one because I really like this one.
All right, go on.
Yeah, this is so this is a new group hug card from the Lord of the Rings. Whoops, wow, I'm not showing this card. There's Gurfor Orrery for those on the video that didn't see. But we got Hiflin Rope, 2 colorless. So it enters the battle. Hiflin Rope can't be sacrificed. I like that. But you can pay 1 colorless, tap it to search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. The player to your right then gains control of the rope. You can pay 2 colorless, tap it to draw a card, then that player, the player to your right gains control of the Hiflin Rope.
Okay.
It's a good card.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, I thought it's a really nice from the Lord of the Rings set. So I've definitely kept a few of those as it's really fun to add in. I just like that it can't be sacrificed, so greedy people can't be like, haha, abuse it and then kill it. Sherman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He knows not of what you
I just borrowed it and it went poof.
Yeah.
All right. We got Horn of Greed for 3 mana. Whenever a player plays on land, that player draws a card.
Wrath.
We're getting that second card draw.
Yeah. Oh, the flavor text, wrath grows and I am nourished. And now cue as soon as Slothy reads this card, cue Daniel to join the chat.
This is a great card. Howling Mine, 2 mana. At the beginning of each player's draw step, if Howling Mine is untapped, that player draws a card.
Okay, we'll give it a couple seconds here.
We have summoned the Daniel. Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll
right.
just take these three. So like I mentioned, I don't like fast mana. I even pulled a new Vault or whatever came out, Nixlon Crypt. Don't like it. I'll probably end up trading it in, but I really like these. So I got, first off is it Cluestone, 3 colorless. Tap it for a red or a green, red or a blue. Or you can tap a blue and a red to sacrifice it to draw a card. So again, utility.
If you really like these ones but don't like Mana Crypt, I'll give you 3 of each of them for that Crypt. That's fair, right?
No, that's not fair. We got Is It Kirun, 3 colorless. Tap it for a blue or a red. You can pay a blue and a red, and then until end of turn, it's a 2/1 blue and red elemental artifact creature. And whenever Is It Kirun deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. And then to round them out, we got our Is It Locket, which is 3 colorless. Again, tap for a blue or red. And then we got 4 Is It hybrids, sacrifice the locket, draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
Again, I wanted to play stuff.
Yeah, it's good. You need the mana rocks in this deck just because you're playing other people's stuff constantly. So
well, no, mana can be spent of any color.
Yeah, so as long as you have the mana, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next one we got our boots. Lightning Greaves, 2 mana. Equipped creature has haste and shroud, and it has equip of 0.
We have to protect the Chaotician. The Master of Chaos needs to survive. Good. And you know that you'd know that Ian Malcolm. He always had fancy boots. He was a suave guy.
That's true. Have you seen the alt art for Tassiger? That's Ian Malcolm from the Secret Lair.
No.
What?
Yeah, they reskinned Tassiger as Ian Malcolm.
Okay.
Oh, no way!
Right?
Okay, let's see if we can.
Okay, I'm building him now. Just so I can play the sexy Malcolm.
Oh, is it the one? Is it the one he's laying down?
Yeah.
Yeah, with his shirt open and everything.
Yeah. Okay, that's a must. I can respect that.
Jumping back into the list, we've got Mind Stone, 2 mana. You can tap for colorless, or pay 1 and tap it to sack it and draw a card.
Please take the next 2.
Next 2, okay.
Oh no, I meant the next, but
the next one, okay. I was a little confused. We've got Mishra's Bauble, 0 mana. You can tap it to sacrifice it, look at the top card of target player's library, and draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep.
Yeah. Let's get some card draw there. And then we have Pristine Talisman. I do not. So, okay, that's another reason why this deck seems to be really expensive. I don't have number 1 out of 500 of the Pristine Talismans. It's 3 colorless, but you can tap to add 1 colorless and you gain 1 life. And because I had them, I had a Ruby Medallion, 2 colorless. Red spells cost 1 less to cast.
I'm going to take the next 2 here.
You know what to do, yep.
We have your classic Soul Ring. So, for 1 mana, add 2. And then we have some more boots. Swiftfoot Boots. For 2 mana, equipped creature has hexproof and haste, and it has a quick cost of 1.
Oh, yeah, Slothy, you know what you have to do with these.
Then we've got the Talisman of Creativity, 2 mana. You can tap it for colorless or tap it for blue or red, and then it'll deal 1 damage to you. And then we've got Teferi's Puzzle Box, 4 mana. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player counts the cards in his or her hand, puts them on the bottom of their library, and then draws that many cards.
I love this card. This card's
an
just so
annoying
much
card.
fun.
It's a good card.
Such an annoying card.
You lie. It's a fun card.
Well, I didn't say it wasn't fun. I was saying it's annoying. There's a difference.
No.
I like planning things out.
Nope, you're not allowed. See, that's why we just have to stop as you're planning, and our games would probably be faster.
Then don't look at me when you need an answer to the board.
Fine then. The next one is actually one of our new cards too. We got the Ever Flowing Well, 2 and a blue, legendary artifact. When the Ever Flowing Well enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards, then draw 2 cards. Then we have Descend 8. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, transform the Overflowing Well. Oops. Then it turns into the Myriad Pool. Legendary artifact lands. You can tap it to add a blue. Whenever you cast a permanent spell using a mana produced by the Myriad Pools, up to one other target permanent you control becomes a copy of that spell until end of turn.
This is a strong card.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm personally surprised how cheap it is. In all honesty.
50 cents?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Because like you have to wait one turn, but like after that, whatever permanent you cast becomes you get a copy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll wait that one turn, and to get 8 cards in your graveyard is not difficult.
No.
I can see that being a problem in like a
like,
mono blue, whoever that double up mill is again. I can't remember his name. Bruvak.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Oh, yeah.
I cast Bruvak. I have a card that maybe removes the, or no, sorry, I play Sakashima. I copy Bruvak with my Sakashima, but then I also have I have my Soul Ring become a copy of Sakashima, which is another Bruvak.
Yeah.
And then I have you mill 5
like,
cards.
There's so many things you could do with this card. Like the mirror would be the scariest in my opinion for this. Because like let's say like you cast Animate Dead. Okay, enchantment 1 in a black. Enchant creature, you bring something back from the graveyard, it gets -1/-0. Right? Okay, it's still a permanent. That means you get 2 copies of Animate Dead and you bring back 2 things? That's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
That is good. Please.
Oh man.
Take us to Mordor, Sherman.
Oh, the next one is the One Ring for 4 mana, legendary artifact, indestructible. When the One Ring enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you gain protection from everything until your next turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life for each burden counter on the One Ring. And you tap it and put a burden counter on the One Ring. Then draw a card for each burden counter on the One Ring. If I have to say the One Ring any more times, I'm gonna.
The One Ring, the One Ring, the One Ring, the One Ring, the One.
The One Ring, the One Ring, the One Ring. Oh, like I love watching. Like I love watching people kill themselves with this.
It's funny.
It's so funny. Because like they just lose so much life from the burning counters.
Gotta have a way to exile it.
The penultimate card in this deck is the Samurai Starfish. Changing the art is not going to remove that. We've got Thought Vessel. 2 mana, you have no maximum hand size, and tap it to add colorless.
You can round us out.
Sure. Then we've got the Vidalcan Orrery. 4 mana, you may cast spells as though they had flash.
Yeah. So this is my mock draft of Ian Malcolm, Chaotician. Please be gentle with me. Don't obliterate it like the Ariette deck.
I like this deck.
Go ahead.
I do think that there should be a little bit more card draw, like forced card draw.
Yeah. Other than
Um,
myself, because I do notice that I am causing myself to give a lot of my cards away to people, but I think it would be fun again. The original thought was a group hug deck, but again, with me wanting to play other people's cards, I could see your point. I can see what you're putting down.
another card that could be good in here is Mizik's Replica Rider. 4 and a red for 4/5 Legendary Goblin Wizard. This is from the Jumpstart 2022. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you may pay red or 1 and hybrid is it. If you do copy that spell, you may choose new targets for the copy. If the copy is a permanent, it gains haste, and at the beginning of your next end step, sacrifice it.
Okay.
Interesting. Huh.
I was also I did have a couple cards that I was thinking of putting in here, like a copy enchantment or copy artifact, to be able to. So if I did get that, what was the one that you mentioned, Sherman? I know it's an artifact. It's the blue artifact that lets mill or draw.
Oh, a Folio Fancies.
Yeah. So if I had a Folio Fancies, copy the Folio Fancies. Let's do it twice. Or I could copy like the Dictator Crew Fix, stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure like a majority of my Folio Fancies and stuff like that's in Italian. I'm pretty sure that's where it is right now. Which I'm having way too much fun with that deck. I will bring you that deck another week, but we should this week because that's so much fun. I'm not even gonna lie. But this one I'm really excited for. Mr. Ian Malcolm. Like I said, I love him in the movies. I love Jurassic Parks. So as soon as I pulled it from the packs, I was like, I have to. I love chaos. Well, originally my chaos was pain chaos back in the day. But if I can have some fun, and I'm sure that this deck will evolve over time. So those who are listening, if you want to see what changes, just keep an eye on the deck list week by week, and I'm sure that as soon as I play it and can get some test games in, it will change up for sure.
Yeah, I find this is an interesting way of doing of building the deck. I will say that it's interesting. I would have gone a different direction, in all honesty, but I'm weird, so I probably would have gone with more permanence and a kind of a blink deck, so that if people cast my spells, I can blink it and then take it back.
I would like to see that list actually.
I would probably do.
If you could build that, I would actually really like to see that.
Yeah, because if you threw in things like Isochron Scepter and Run Away Together, right? Because Run Away Together is like you choose 2 creatures and they return them to their hands or whatever, right? So like you get your stuff back, or you just regular blink like Blur or whatever, So like that's something I would have tried to do. So I'll try to build it and see what happens. But that's the direction I thought of when I first saw this commander. So, and the usual, it's me. I like card draw. I would throw in a crap ton of card draw for everyone. So,
yeah, like I mentioned, my caveat was just what I had on hand, but I still think this is going to be a interesting deck to play. I think the CMC is actually still pretty good. I think the curve's not bad. So if we take a look at it, like I mentioned, I have a lot of 3-drops, 2-drops, but a lot of those 3-drops are my mana rocks. Like you said, everything else, there's 10. Surprisingly, majority of my stuff's red. But we got a total of 214 mana value, 216 with lands, or 3.29 without. So it is a high up there, but like I like to try to set up a little bit when I play these spell kind of slinging cards. Sit back, not really try to draw attention to myself, and then become a problem, like Sherman says. But I'm really happy that you guys. Oh, sorry.
No, this will be interesting. I want to see how this plays. Just because, like, I personally don't like chaos themed decks, but well, it would be fun to see how this would work. And I do want to see us do a stream where each of us has a deck where we are playing each other's decks. So like someone has Centrips, someone has Xanta, or Xanadu or whatever. Like
this just sounds like a bad time.
It just goes from there, right?
Oh man, that just sounds like a bad time.
I'll start building Centrips right after this. I've got the card in that drawer. Right
don't, Slothy, don't.
Oh, great.
Don't appease Sherman.
You know me, I'm full of ideas.
I know you are.
You have great ideas.
Great ideas.
But with that, guys, who wants to take us out here? Sherman?
So, everyone, thank you for listening. If you want to check out more of our content, we're on Spotify or any other kind of application that you use to listen to podcasts. We're also on YouTube. You can check us out there for Into the 99. We do live streaming on Twitch as well from time to time. So check us out
jump in there.
Follow us so that you get notified.
Huge goal for us. I said I wanted to jump in there on the YouTube part. Huge goal for us. We hit just over 800 people now. I think we had 808 the last time I looked. Like 200, and we're then next ready for like the next YouTube tier or whatever it is. So really wanted to say thank you. We put out a post. Thank you to everyone that follows us on there. If you're not already, if you can, please, it just helps us out with getting basically the analytics and all that good stuff. But okay, that's my rant. Please, Sherman.
And for those of you that are subscribed, thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. Like Brian says, it does help us get noticed by other people. YouTube does put us up, as suggestions to others, so we get found more often. So we really do greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, we can also be found on like Instagram, Twitter, Patreon.
Facebook,
yeah,
and with Patreon as well. If you would like to support us more on Patreon, for just $1, you will grant access to our content early, and it helps us work on buying better equipment and improve our content. And at the same time, we would like to thank those patrons that sponsor us every month. That's going to be Whipsaw Thunder, who is in the chat right now, listening to us and participating in the recording, and Strange Ronin. So, and on top of that, if you want to put in a little bit more for $5, you can get this to our private Patreon Discord.
Yeah, so we try again with it. We also have the YouTube membership stuff that's relatively new to us. So, same kind of we're trying to keep it even across the board for everybody. So $1, like Sherman mentioned, you can come in, you get early access to all of our video content, everything along those lines. Discord access, come in, chat with us and all that good stuff. For the $5, you get your names put in the credits of our video content and everything there. Plus you get your monthly shout out, which we love you guys. And then, like we mentioned a little bit earlier, if you guys need cards, but they're out of your value, or not value, but they're too expensive and you don't want to invest the money there, check out Abyss Proxy Shop. Atomic Ashes makes excellent proxies. I got for my birthday there, Dan gave me the proxies that Atomic sent to us, and they're very nice value actually, Slothy. I do really enjoy them. Like you commented, the backing's different as well, so you'll never not, if you do actually pick up like the same art, you'll never not know what is your proxy. And yeah, I think we hit on all of the all of the nails that we need to do at the end here. Yeah. Again, it's season's greetings, guys. Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you for listening to us. I'll leave it to you guys. Have anything you want to say to our viewers?
Yeah, I hope everybody has a phenomenal holiday season, regardless of which holiday, if any, you celebrate. Want to thank you all for. I think we still are going to have a couple episodes this year, but I want to say thank you all for an amazing year. It's been awesome. And much love.
Yeah, hopefully we get the internet fixed so Dan's here for next week's too. Or that's gonna be a tight one there. But yeah.
Yeah, it should hopefully get up and running, and we can see Dan's beautiful face again,
Right?
and hear his lovely voice talking to us, and hear him rip apart Brian's decks again.
He'll probably be like driving, and he'll be listening to this, and he'll be like, "Brian, this is a terrible deck." I'll wait for the Snapchats.
Oh, we should just record that. Get him to record that. And just put it as the ringtone.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll just add it as a button to pop it in. Like, Brian, that's a terrible deck. Brian, that's a terrible deck. Brian, that's a terrible deck. I'll have a button. I'll have a berate button. But thank you guys. I hope you guys all have a great week that's coming up. And yeah, bye.
Yeah. See ya.
Catch you guys later.
And like Dan does for all of you guys that stayed.